Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, #moviebae. I am moviebae, and in this video, I'm going to be doing my second movie review, my Spooktober movie review over the 1998 classic, cult classic, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. But before we get too into it though, I would like for you to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on Movie Bay, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that is the type of content you like, you might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. Now, I decided to do a review over I Still Know What You Did Last Summer instead of I Know What You Did Last Summer because I wanted to watch Brandy. I did. And I just I just reviewed her movie The Front Room. If you don't know, I'll link it in the bio below. Not in the bio, but in the description box below. And my first review for Spooktober, my very first Spooktober, was Dawn of the Dead with Mekhi Phifer. So I was like, you know what? Let's keep this train a going. This train a chugging. What's the saying? I don't know. So that's why I decided to do I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, honestly, I haven't even seen this movie since maybe the early or mid 2000s. And when I tell y'all, this movie was horrible. This movie was so horrible. But before we get to it though, let's go ahead and y'all already know I got to give y'all the synopsis as well as the starring cast. So, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, 1998, is a sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer, and it's about the murderous fisherman with a hook is back to once again stalk the two surviving teens, Julie and Ray, who had left him for dead, as well as cause even more murder and mayhem, this time at a posh island resort. Now, this movie stars the Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., Brandy Norwood, Mekhi Phifer, and Matthew Settle. Now, as previously stated, it's a sequel. Okay, we all know in the first one that Julie and her gang of friends, they did a hit and run, disposed of the body, but they did not know that that man was still alive. Okay, so he came back, picking them off one by one. Julie and Ray thought that they unalived him at the end, but of course, we have a sequel, so it didn't work. Okay, now Julie has gone out to college while Ray is still in their hometown. And of course, she's in college, so she's going to meet new friends. We have her best friend, Carla, Ty, who dates Carla, and Will Benson. Will Benson is the quote unquote new love interest, but Julie ain't really paying him no mind because she's still on Ray. Okay. But Will, that's not going to stop him. Okay. He's still trying to get in good with Julie. Now, Julie or Carla wins a radio contest for a trip to the Bahamas. All they had to do was answer one question: what is the capital of Brazil? They find or they say that the capital is Rio. Yay, you win, you're going to the Bahamas. First things first. Why is my trivia question about Brazil if I'm going to the Bahamas? But okay, we'll get back. We'll get back to this radio contest in just a moment. But they get ready to go to the Bahamas. Now, Julie wants Ray to go with her. However, Ray is kind of upset. He a little bit in his feels like, oh, you get to go away to college and be out with your friends and go on vacation with them. But I asked you to go away with me and you said no. Okay. So Ray is in his fields and he says, yeah, I'll think about it. I'll try to make it or whatever. We find out that he's actually going to propose to her. So his coworker talks him into going on that trip. Okay. So as he gets ready to go on the trip, he's going to do like a little pop-up visit. Okay. He's going to surprise her, with the ring for the engagement. Along the way, he stops because he sees a car with somebody who's injured. And as we know in the last movie, they did not stop to render aid. So this time he stopped. But it's not even a real body. It's a mannequin. And that is when the fisherman comes out of nowhere and unalives his coworker. Okay. But I'm about to say Freddie Prinze Jr., but Ray gets away. Okay. Now, because Ray could not go on this trip or he didn't make it to the trip, Julie thinks that he stood her up. So she invites Will to go instead. So they all go to the Bahamas and everything is good, nice little vacation. They have like some cake and time, some jacuzzi time. They're doing karaoke. And this is when Julie starts being re-traumatized, okay, with the infamous letters, I still know what you did last summer. Not only just the letters, though, Julie is seeing unalived bodies, and when she comes back, the bodies are gone, okay? So everybody thinks that she's crazy and that she is messing up the trip, but Ty, played by Mekhi Phifer, is the only person. It's the only person that will say that out loud, okay? So everybody thinks that she's crazy until they have to see it for themselves, okay? It's a hurricane and all the lines are dead. All the ferries have left and they're not coming back. And the radio that the hotel manager says is for emergencies only, and he's not gonna let these spoiled city kids use his business, use his stuff. Okay. So, like I stated, it's not until all the other people start popping up on a lot where people really start believing her. Let's talk about these killings, though. Let's talk about it. At least 5 bodies have been discovered. We have the housemaid. We have the 2 people who are responsible for docking and driving the ferries. Jack Black, the hipster stoner guy. And then they do run into Mekhi Phifer. God dang it. Ty and Will do come across the hotel manager with a hatchet in his head. That is when they become full believers. But let's talk about these kills. All these people have been unalived, and we haven't seen any of it. What kind of slasher movie doesn't show the slashes? All they show are off-camera unalivings as well as quick flashes of bodies with corn syrup on them. What kind of... And this movie was rated R. For what? Rated R for what? Y'all aren't showing anything. That just goes to show you that times have changed, because in the 1998, that is considered rated R. Today's time, 2024, you got Terrifier 2 and 3 going to the movie theaters. I'm just saying. But let's proceed, okay? So, Ty and Will find the hotel manager. Carla, played by Brandy, she finds the housemaid in the dryer tumbling around. Let's talk about this housemaid. Poor housemaid. She was unalive like first, okay, thrown in the closet, taken out of the closet, thrown in the dryer. It's like, oh my gosh, this poor lady and her corpse. May she rest in peace, because very disturbing. But this is the part of the movie where I felt like, okay, this is a joke. Carla makes Julie, hey, you're not leaving until you get a tan. It'll make you feel better. Okay. Julie gets in a tanning bed. The fisherman comes out of nowhere, pulls a zip tie out of his ass at this point, and zip ties the tanning bed shut. Okay. Turns the tanning bed on high and leaves. So, of course, Julie's like, oh my God, it's getting hot in here. And she starts panicking when she realizes that she is trapped, locked in. So when everybody hears her screams, they come run to save her, and they're panicking. Oh my God, she's stuck. We got to find something to cut the zip tie with. And the whole time I'm screaming at the TV, just turn it off. Just turn the tanning bed down. Unplug it. Why are y'all panicking? Did everybody's brain just stop working and just go to full panic mode? Just turn it off. That is when I knew this is a joke. But they do end up getting Julie out. They took a dumbbell and they knocked the handle of the tanning bed off. Okay. Now everybody is a full believer, and they all arm themselves to protect themselves. I do want to mention, Ty said, I'm not going to wait around to be killed. I'm about to go find the person who's doing this, and I'm going to get them first. Everybody thought he was crazy until more people come up unalived, and Julie says the same thing. Now everybody's on board. Really? Give my guy Ty some respect, okay? They come across another islander who does voodoo, okay, played by Cobbs. What's his last name? Let me go back to it. Hold on. Bill Cobbs? Yes, played by Bill Cobbs. And they think that he is the unaliver, right? They think that he's the person who's responsible. He sneaks up on Julie. She turns around, sees him, screams, ah! Carla turns around and says, Julie, watch out. It's like, really? we're face to face at this point. Now you want to tell me to watch out? Like, I told y'all, this movie is officially a joke. So he tells them that he had taken some of their belongings because he's been trying to protect them because he knows that something ain't right here. Okay. Now he ends up, for some reason, just going off into the distance. Will follows him, and I think his name was Estes. He turns around and hits Will with an oar. Okay. Cut back to Brandy, Carla, telling Ty, you're not about to go with Will and leave us by ourselves. Are you crazy? I said, period. Because I know you ain't about to, this is your second time trying to leave us girls by ourselves. You gonna stay with us. So they make their way to the kitchen and they find something to arm themselves with, but they hear a noise in the refrigerator or the freezer. It is actually the bartender, and she clocks my guy Ty upside his head. Now, when they are sitting down, he got the bag of peas on his head. He's like, man, this is the worst vacation ever. I ain't getting no loving. I'm tired. I'm hungry. And it's a crazy killer on the loose. And of course, out of nowhere, the fisherman jumps down from the range, like the oven range. Y'all know, like the big like vent hood over those fancy ovens in the kitchen. He jumps out of there and kills Mekhi Phifer. What? Boy, how were you up there? And how are you hiding up there? Like, what? Make it make sense. Oh, but they're going to show that killing. Yeah, they're going to show the black man dying. Mm-hmm. Of course, the girls all take off, okay? They bump into Will. Will's like, oh my God, I'm all hurt. He's limping. He got blood all over him, okay? And they take him back into the inside and sit him down. Now, the girls don't want to go inside, but Will say, no, let's go inside. It's safe. I saw the fisherman on the beach somewhere, okay? So they're like, okay, let's go inside. Okay, we're going to go find the first aid kit. Carla and the bartender, they go and find the first aid kit. So Julie and Will are still there. She lifts up his shirt and she's trying to find, where is this blood coming from? I don't see a wound. I don't know what's going on. And he's like, it's because it's not my blood, Julie. It's not my blood, Julie. Oh, hold on. Let me tell you. I'm good for forgetting that I got a whole slideshow. This is when we find out that Will Benson is actually a part of the unalivings. Okay. It's always the boyfriend. It's giving Scream 2. Okay. Traumatizing final girl goes to college, meet new friends, goes on a trip. All those friends die now. And of course, it's going to be the boyfriend or the new love interest. Of course it is. Of course it is. Y'all hear that? Somebody playing a loud music. Anyways, let's proceed. So in the midst of this, Carla and the bartender comes back. Estes has been murdered. They kill the bartender, and the fisherman comes out of nowhere, knocks Brandy. Okay, she falls through some glass. We think that's the end of Brandy. Of course, now it's the big reveal. I am Will Benson, aka Bill's son. Get it? The fisherman and the fisherman Bill. I've been saying, get it, Ben's son. I said, for real? Will Benson, Ben's son. Oh, he said that like he was just so excited. He put his little radio voice on because he was the one who set up the radio competition, right? Peep this. I told him we were going to come back to the radio competition. He asked them, what is the capital of Brazil? And they say Rio. Now, before Estes passed away, I don't even know how he knew about the radio competition, but he lets them know that the capital of Brazil is not Rio. The capital of Brazil is Brasilia or something like that. Let me see. Brazil capital. Let's look at it. Yeah, Brasilia. So that's when they put it together like, oh my gosh, this was a setup. We've been deceived the whole time. If for whatever reason, because I didn't know the capital of Brazil, I would have guessed Rio too, because it's the only thing I know in Brazil. Only thing I've heard of in Brazil. But say there was an audience member watching this movie, like at the theaters or something, and they say, that's not the capital of Brazil. They already knew that this was a setup. I mean, if you watch movies, I guess you already know it's a setup too. But why? Why did y'all have to drag them all the way to Brazil? I mean, to the Bahamas to unalive them. I mean, they're hurricane season. I guess they ain't gonna find the bodies. Okay, it's an alibi. Okay, I guess. Built-in alibi. I guess. But what type of elaborate scheme? I'm sorry, y'all. The elaborate scheme was, okay, Benson, I'm going to enroll you, son. You have to enroll in the same college as her. Become friends with her. Try to date her, woo her, whatever. We're going to set up this trip. You got to get your way to that. You got to go on this trip somehow. Because he almost wasn't invited. So they had to bank on Ray saying no for Will to be invited. Because she wasn't even feeling Will. Like, what? Good plan, boy. You were the backup plan. So I just feel like it would have made more sense if Will was like, hey, I won these tickets. You know what I'm saying? To this getaway. Do y'all want to come with me? I just felt like that would have been, I mean, you are already enrolled in this college. Does he really go here? Huh. Interesting. Anyhow. Because you could real life walk up onto any college campus and go sit in any lecture hall and act as if you go there. Like, let's be honest. Ain't nobody taking attendance in college. Here, sign this paper, pass it around. Keep it moving. I just thought that they really went far to try to get their revenge on Julie. Because what about Ray? Y'all didn't know Ray was going to come. He wasn't unalived in that car accident. Your dad failed on that part. So, like, y'all still would have been trying to hunt Ray down. Anyways, let me stop. I'm trying to make it make sense when it just clearly doesn't make sense. Of course, Ray and Julie don't die. Okay, they live happily ever after, or do they? Because at the very end, Julie is dragged underneath the bed by the fisherman who was shot and fell in a ditch. Hey, this might be bad on my end, but how did Benson die? I don't recall. Oops. Anyhow, as y'all know, they are currently working on another I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. Obviously, decades, 20 years later. 20 years later? Math is hard. Over 20 years later, they're coming. They want to do another version of I Know What You Did Last Summer. They have called Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Brandy back to reprise their roles. Don't really know about the plot yet. However, I would like to say this, and I might be a little bit biased, but one, I Know What You Did Last Summer, this franchise does not call for a 20-year reprisal. I'm here for Brandy, yes, but like, do we need this for real? Do y'all see how bad this movie was? Did y'all see how bad this movie was? And if it's been 20 years, they were 18 at first. Now you got 58-year-old Jennifer Love Hewitt trying to play 28-year-old. Like, what? Like, not 28, bad math. 38-year-old. I know the fisherman definitely probably old and decrepit. He ain't got no more kids. Right? Like, daughter gone, son gone. Like, who is it going to be, a cousin now? Who is really still out for revenge on these people? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all want this? And honestly, and like I said, it could be my bias because this is no Scream. Scream is my favorite movies franchise, pun intended. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do. And it's like, no. Julie is no Sydney. Julie is no Sydney. Absolutely not. You don't have the same oomph in you, girl. You just don't. Anyways, that is my movie number 2 for Spooktober, for my Spooktober reviews. What were y'all thoughts on the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, or I Know What You Did Last Summer movie franchise? Are you here for a 20-year sequel? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.